and I'm sure this won't take more than a few minutes, and then we can get back to our romantic blazing fire and pick up where we left off.
Aye.
But if there's anything that I can do to help the police with this Stenbeck case, I will.
How, Shannon? What could you possibly tell the police that they don't already know about Stenbeck?
Well, he asked me to come in to tell him about
Shannon!
Hello.
Oh, he must have been frightened to death with Stenbeck, and he got to me. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay now.
Good. What are you two doing here?
Well, I remember overhearing something when James Stenbeck had kidnapped me, and I thought maybe the police would like to know what it is. Is Margot or Hal around?
I haven't seen
No, I
anyone.
haven't seen them. I think Lieutenant McCluskey's the officer in charge tonight.
Why would Corinne and Monica be here now?
Look at this, it's wonderful. It's an album for pictures and wedding things.
Yes, well, I treasure the one you gave us for our wedding, and well, since Craig probably won't be back, you'll have to take lots of pictures of the wedding. Here
Well,
you go.
what's next?
Here, open this.
Okay, let's see. From Margot.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look at that. Is this Margot?
Gorgeous
Margot. Where is Margot?
Oh, she's on the hallway with Hal. He dropped by and
Yeah, look at that.
business.
No, what a color.
No, bro.
Hal came back and talked to Barbara again, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess so. I just wish Barbara could remember what happened when James was murdered.
I mean, with all those gaps in her story, I think the police think she's making the whole thing up.
I know. I'm just afraid that whatever happened was so horrible it made her just erase it from her mind totally.
If my fingerprints were the only ones on the gun, then how did I get it?
That's what we need you to tell us, Barbara.
I have no idea. I have no idea how I got it. I went to my bedside table and the gun was gone. I went up to that house unarmed.
Then you must have found it inside the house.
Maybe... No, I didn't have the gun before the explosion. I remember coming to and seeing James' body and it was on fire. I knew I had to get out of there. I don't even really remember having the gun when I walked out into the lawn.
I know Hal and I didn't really see it either. You had Paul's jacket, and it was covering the gun.
Are you going to arrest me?
No, Barbara, no. We're not here to arrest you, but there's got to be something that you're not remembering. If somebody took that gun from your bedside table and brought it up to the house in Ruxton Hills, then why aren't there prints on it along with yours?
The Emmy Award winner, As the World Turns. This portion brought to you today by Fixodent. For a hold that really makes a difference. Fixodent and forget it. And by Attends, bladder control protection.
I wish I could answer that, but I can't. I don't know.
All right, let's go over it one more time. According to your statement, you bought and registered 2 identical guns in August, correct?
Yes, I was terrified after James came to see me and told me that he had Paul. So I bought the guns and I kept one in my bedside table and the other one in my desk at the office.
That's the one that Emily said she took to Ruxton Hills?
Have you found it yet in the ashes?
No, it's going to take them a long time to go through all the debris.
Tell me something. You said you went up to the house unarmed. How did you expect to get Paul away from James without a gun?
I didn't think that far ahead. All I could think about was getting my son.
Okay, Barbara, you drove up to the house. You got out of the car. Then what?
I went to the house. I looked in the window. There were candles burning inside. It was pouring rain. I was freezing cold. I went to the tool shed. I found the knife with the curved blade, and I put it in my purse.
I went through the contents of your purse when I brought you to the hospital, Barbara. There was no knife.
Well, maybe I left it in the house.
They didn't find it there either.
Look, I know this all doesn't make very much sense, and I know my story's got holes in it all over the place, but I'm telling you the truth. I didn't kill James.
Barbara, nobody is saying that you killed James, but for your own sake, you have got to remember some very important things. Like everything that happened from the time that you went into the back door of that house until you saw Lucinda standing over Stenbeck's body with a gun.
And how you got Paul's jacket and the gun before you regained consciousness and found your way out of that burning house.
Granny says I should see Dr. Michaels. Maybe she'd put me under hypnosis, and maybe then I'd remember.
It's worth a shot, Barbara. Look, I know that Hal's questioned you extensively, but I have a few questions I'd like to ask you alone. It won't take long.
Fine.
Oh, Barbara, is Paul coming back here after Tom's bachelor party?
Yes. Why?
I'll wait for him in the foyer. I need to ask him a couple of questions.
It's okay. Why don't you sit down? She's right. I know. It won't take long.
It's Casey's baby
Well, Joe and I thought you'd appreciate it.
Look at it, isn't it?
Casey always loved having his picture taken, especially naked on that bearskin rug. I like that.
Emily. Emily, was Hal here asking you questions?
No, he came to ask Barbara questions.
Can I get it from Hal?
Barbara,
Yeah.
do you know by any chance where Holden is right now?
Well, he's at the farm when I called, so he must be working late with Tonio.
Okay, thank you very much. Are you all right? Yes, I'm fine. I am, really. I'm going to go make a phone call, okay? Excuse me.
Okay. I don't understand. I mean, how could Holden work for Tonio after the underhanded way he took over Craig's business?
I know. He's trying to get revenge against Lucinda because Lucinda broke up Holden and Lily. And working for Tonio is Holden's way of getting back at her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Grab a seat, please.
Dusty, do you think that the police suspect that Monica's involved with the Stenbeck somehow?
Well, it seems that they do, but I think it's very important that you tell them what you know.
No, we are not harassing you, Mrs. Lawrence.
Tell that to my lawyer when he arrives. In the meantime, Monica and I have nothing more to say to you.
We just want to know how your daughter's jewelry case ended up in Ruxton Hill's house where James Stenbeck was hiding.
I told you before, I have no idea. The last time I saw that case, it was in my bedroom where I was keeping it to take it to the insurance appraiser.
Yes, and only 3 people have access to it. Your mother, your servants, and this young man. And that young man you claimed was Dusty Donovan.
Monica, don't say anything else until Mr. Eldridge gets
No,
here.
you don't have to answer that question, Monica. Dusty Donovan's right over there. We'll just call him over and have him corroborate your story.
It was September 18th.
You're a half hour late.
Sorry, Tonio. Something important came up.
This is going to be a bad habit.
I said I'm sorry. What can I get for you, sir? Double whiskey, no rocks.
Well, Eve and I have been reviewing the latest developments. It'd be a waste of time to go over that all again now, so she'll have to fill you in the office in the morning.
Or if you prefer, we could go up to my suite after we're through here.
No, it's okay. My head's really fogged up right now. Morning will be fine.
All right. Well, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I have to go to the powder room.
So, what's next on the agenda?
We signed 3 new accounts today, all former clients of Walsh Enterprises. I think we're going to wipe Lucinda out. Should make you very happy.
Thank you. Are you Holden Snyder? Telephone. Hello?
Holden. Oh, great. Hi, this is Emily. Your service told me you'd be there.
What's up?
I have to talk to you. Well, actually, Barbara and I both have to talk to you about the night at Ruxton Hills, the night you were there.
Look, I'm in a business meeting.
Okay. Listen, maybe when you're done, I'm over at the Hughes house for Lila's wedding shower. You think you could come over when you're finished over there?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Bye-bye.
Who was that?
Emily Stewart.
Where you come up? Yeah. Case salon.
And no running by the pool. No running by the pool.
So, Mr. DA, any news about the Stenbeck investigation?
Well, we're still waiting for the prints on Barbara Ryan's gun.
Well, I better go check in with the Argus. Excuse me.
Okay. Well, I'd say that Dr. Peretti's bachelor party is a huge success. I don't know how you pulled this together. I'll tell you, with all the chaos over the past few days.
Well, it was important to me, Dad. When something's important, you do everything you can to make it right. I mean, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead, all that.
Well, I'm glad to see that you can still smile about it. But you know, sometimes things don't work out, no matter how much we want them to.
Well, if you're talking about Margot and me, that verdict still isn't in yet, okay?
Son, she's filed for divorce. I think you should prepare yourself that your marriage could be over before Christmas.
Well, I'm trying to prepare myself, but I haven't been pushing her lately, and things seem to be getting a little better. I seem to be getting encouraging signals along the way. I hope I'm not making them up. At this point, I'll take whatever I can get.
Is that why you invited Hal here tonight?
Well, that's part of the reason. Plus, I felt that, I felt he should be here. By the way, where is he?
I haven't seen him in a while. Well, he got that call from police headquarters. Maybe he had to leave.
No, if something had broken in the case, he'd certainly let me know first.
How do things look for Barbara? I don't mean to pry, but Kim and I are really concerned about her.
Well, the ballistics report shows that the gun she was carrying when she came out of the house is definitely the weapon that killed Stenbeck. Right now, we're waiting for fingerprints. All we can do is hope that someone's prints are on that gun besides Barbara's.
And if there aren't?
Well, then, Dad, it doesn't look good.
Oh, now, wait. We all know what Stenbeck put Barbara through, but to actually pull the trigger, she could never do anything like that.
Dad, I would love to agree with you, but Barbara had a pretty big motive for wanting to see Stenbeck dead, and he's standing right over there.
Yes. Listen, boys, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Lucinda's going to have kind of a family get-together. Andrew's going to be there. And Paul, I feel very pleased if you'd join us. What do you say?
Oh, gee, that's really nice of you, Dr. Dixon, but I think I better check with Mom. I think it might be best if we spent the holidays together.
Dad, I don't know if I'm going to be there either.
Why?
Well, I want to invite Kathy and her family over for Thanksgiving dinner because they're moving, well, if they're not moving to Boston that soon, it'll be the last time I get to see her.
Hey, how about the shindig, huh?
It's great.
Congratulations, Case.
Thanks for coming, guys.
All right.
Well, best of luck, Dad.
Listen.
What are you doing?
Here's to you, okay? Okay. You have successfully navigated the choppy waters right to the altar.
Wow.
Here's looking at you.
Yeah.
Later. However, marriage is not as calm as it appears on the surface.
Oh, really?
Believe me.
Can I have a ginger ale, please? Dr. Dixon stole mine.
So, I don't see how you can be so cool after all that's happened.
Thanks.
Remember we were up on the ridge before your dad showed up? He was showing me the bullets to your mom's gun.
Oh, yeah, Andy, listen, if anybody asks, you don't know anything about those bullets. In fact, I never told you I knew that my mom kept a gun on her night.
Paul,
Just please promise me you won't tell anybody.
So you didn't tell the police everything you knew, huh? It's a murder investigation.
My mom asked me not to say anything.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't care why. All I know is Mom's been through a rough time, and I don't want to do anything else to upset her.
Is that the only reason?
Yes, it is. Now, please promise you won't say anything.
Paul, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie for you again.
This is the last time, I swear. Please, Andy, if you're a real friend, you won't say anything to anybody about those bullets or the gun. It means a real lot to my mom and me.
Okay, so you went to Fashions to get the gun out of your desk, and it was gone. And you assumed Emily had taken it up to Ruxton Hills.
Yes.
So that's when you went back to the apartment to get the duplicate gun that you had in your night table, but that was gone too?
For the 100th time, yes.
Is it possible that James knew you had a gun in your night table?
No, why would he know that?
Well, he came to your apartment to tell you that he had Paul. Perhaps he saw it then.
That was months ago, before I bought the guns.
Okay. How did James get into your apartment?
He came in through the window when the fire escape.
Your windows are unlocked?
No. Paul unlocked it for him.
I see. And you went out through a window when you went to Ruxton Hills to find Paul and James.
I didn't want the police to follow me because I knew if James were there, Paul would get caught in the crossfire.
I see. Was the window locked or unlocked before you opened it?
Unlocked.
Well, how could that happen? Unless, of course, Paul unlocked it before he went riding with Andy. And if he told James that you had a gun, perhaps he sent Nick to go get the gun, or he might have asked Paul himself to get the gun.
No, I'm telling you, no. Paul knew nothing about the gun.
Barbara, you can't be so sure.
Paul knew nothing about the gun.
Paul knew nothing about the gun, and James is dead, and Nick has vanished. Then where does that leave us?
I don't know, but I am telling you the truth. I went to Ruxton Hills unarmed because I wanted to get my child. And I don't know why I expect you to believe me when I know full well how you feel about me, Margot.
This has nothing to do with our past history. I am doing my job, and the job is to get the facts.
And my story's full of holes, isn't it?
You bet it is. But for what it's worth, I believe you. Now, unfortunately, you don't have a lot of evidence to back up your story. So I suggest that you get a lawyer, a good one, fast.
Tom's already told me to call Jessica Griffith. I already have.
Emily?
Excuse me, I didn't interrupt anything, but Franny was about to make a toast, and I felt that, well, if you were through, maybe you'd want to be there.
Yes, we just finished. Barbara, will you do me a favor and just tell Franny I'll be a few more minutes. I want to have a word with Emily alone.
Miss Lawrence, I've already talked to Dusty Donovan, so perhaps you'd like to change your story.
No, I'm not going to say anything more until Mummy's lawyer arrives.
Mr. Aldridge has been delayed, but he'll be here in a few minutes. So any more questions you may have for us will have to wait till then.
Oh, well, in that case, why don't you wait over there?
If we must. Now, I trust you didn't say anything else while I was on the phone.
No, I didn't, Mummy, but they already talked to Dusty. They know I was lying.
Monica, I want you to listen to me, and listen to me very carefully.
Lily, we really appreciate you and Holden coming in on your own legs.
Holden?
Right. Holden said he was up Ruxton Hill shortly before Stenbeck was murdered. I thought he would have told you. I know how close you guys are.
No, we're not close anymore.
Have a seat. You have some information for us?
Yes. I remember overhearing James say something when he kidnapped me, and I think it might have something to do with Monica Lawrence.
Go on.
Remember I told you that I heard that he was on the phone with a woman? At first I figured it was Emily Stewart, but then Dusty told me that he was angry with Monica because she was telling some lies to her mother. She told her mother that she was with Dusty when she was really with somebody that her mother wouldn't approve of, and that made me remember something.
What, Lily?
When James was on the phone, he said, "Did you tell Dusty the truth?" And he also said that she should pack a small bag of valuables to go with her. I think they were going away planning to go away to Greece or something. Do you think James was talking to Monica? I mean, I know that's a little far-fetched, but...
No, I don't think that's far-fetched at all, Lily.
So then you actually never saw the playhouse at the Lawrence estate?
No, I had one phone conversation with Monica about it, and then she never got back to me, so I figured she'd either changed her mind or got another decorator.
So did Miss Lawrence happen to tell you why she was moving into the playhouse when she had the whole mansion at her disposal?
Yeah, she said she needed some privacy and that she wasn't a little girl anymore.
Lieutenant, Mrs. Lawrence's lawyer just came, but before we go over there, I should fill you in on what Lily Walsh just told me.
Okay, Roy. So, if you don't mind waiting just a bit longer, I have a few more questions for you.
Sure. Well, Emily, what you just told me is exactly the same story you told Hal.
Of course, it's the same story, Margot. It's exactly what happened.
Makes sense. Except for one thing.
What?
Well, I don't understand James's sudden change of heart. You know why? After all he went through to get you and Paul up to that house, why did he suddenly let you go? I just don't understand.
I don't know. I was surprised, too.
You said that Paul and James had this long talk and then he called you in.
Yes. When I walked in and I saw Paul and James standing there, I got very worried because Paul looked so shaken up.
Emily, my son and I just had a talk, and I think it's time you and I did the same thing.
I'll be upstairs.
James, what's going on?
My son doesn't want to be part of my life anymore. The glorious future I had planned for him, he wants no part of it.
I told you that, James. I know it hurts, honey. I'll still go with you if you want.
Do you want to go with me? Do you want to go with me, or are you just saying that? Be honest with me.
Honestly, I don't want to go with you, James. I love you so much, and I always will. But I don't want to be stuck on some island somewhere for the rest of my life.
Don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. I want you to go. I want you to get out of here. I want you to take Paul. Now listen, this isn't one of my tricks. Just go. Promise me one thing. Promise me you'll never look back. Promise me you'll never forget just how much I love you.
That was it?
Yeah, and then James asked me to make sure that I take care of Paul, and I said that I would. And then he called Paul into the room, and he told us both to go.
And you left the house together?
No. Paul wanted to talk to his father for a little while. So I waited in the car for him.
How long did you wait?
I don't know. Maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I don't remember, Margot. I have been through all this.
Yes, I know. Thank you. Thank you for now. And really, that's all. Let's go and have a good time at the party, okay? Oh, Emily. What? I know that Hal didn't ask you this question when he was taking your statement, but who drove the car back to Oakdale?
Detective Franklin said I can leave, so I guess I will.
Okay.
Would you mind taking me over by the Hughes? I'd like to give Sierra back her key.
That's fine, whatever you like.
What, you're not going to be living with Sierra anymore?
No. Lily's moving in with me. See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care, you
Bye.
two. Okay. McCloskey asked me to stick around for a little longer.
What was he questioning?
Oh, a redecorating of the Lawrence place, of all things. Now, what on earth would that have to do with the Stanbeck murder?
Mrs. Lawrence, now that your counsel is here, we'd appreciate it if you'd wait over there while we question your daughter.
I'm staying right here.
Corinne, everything's going to be all right. I'll be right here with Monica. Monica, I just want you to answer the questions simply and directly.
It's awfully hot in here.
Here.
The brooch that Monica has on is just like the one that Margaret has in her portrait.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by new Secret Spring Breeze Scent and by Tide. On some of your toughest laundry problems, Tide won't quit till your clothes come clean. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
And to ever return to me. Listen, it's getting kind of late. I'm going to give the boys a ride home. It's a school light, you know?
I'll do it, John. You don't have to.
No, that's all right. It's something I want to do. I want to talk over something with Kim anyway, all right?
Sure.
Good. Tom?
About very nice.
We're getting ready to go. Booze, that's real bright. Look, just get off my case, okay? I had one drink, and I need a little lift. Kathy's going away, and you got me lying for you. Why don't you stop making excuses?
Okay. Hey, you guys ready to hit the road, huh?
Yeah.
Follow me.
See you later. Okay, see you guys.
John seems a little stranger than usual tonight.
Well, I have a feeling he hasn't been telling the police everything he knows about when he was up at the Ruxton Hills house.
What? I didn't know he was there.
Well, apparently, he went up there to confront Stenbeck, had a change of heart, and then turned around, never went inside the house.
Sounds as though you have doubts about that.
Well, in fact, I do, Dad. I think he has just as strong a motive for wanting Stenbeck dead as Barbara.
Things worked out. But, look, things are winding down here. I think I'm going to go pretty soon and pick up the ladies over to Hugh's house, okay?
Oh, fine, son. I'll see you back at the house.
Okay, I'm so glad you guys came, all right? We'll see you in a little bit.
Sure.
Well, hey, you.
Uncle Casey.
What?
What happened to all the movies? Yeah, Gino told me guys always show movie sets. Yeah. Movies with lots of naked
It's time to go, guys. Let's go. Come on.
Where'd you get these two anyway?
I don't know. Just got a call from the Argus. The fingerprint report on Barbara Ryan's gun came back from the lab an hour ago. Jillian tried to get a hold of somebody down at the police station, and nobody gave her any details.
Maybe that's why Hal had to leave.
Without informing me, I don't believe this.
Well, maybe he had a good reason.
I hope he did. For his own sake.
Just remember, you've got to ask Paul who was driving the car when you left the house, right? I got to go back on the party because Franny's holding a toast for me.
Yeah, oh man, I hope this isn't going to be another all-nighter because I can really think of a better way to spend an all-nighter.
Ooh.
The wall on the... Hi.
Hi.
I thought this was a ladies' gathering. Well, no, actually, it doesn't look it, but I'm here on business, John. And speaking of which, Paul, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Sure. I think I'm going to go back inside the party.
Is Kim in there?
Yes.
Would you tell her I'd like to talk to her about something?
Sure.
Thank you very much. Come on, Andy, let's go.
So I guess you got some more questions to ask me, huh?
Well, no, it's really nothing important. It's just I got to get a couple of things straight in my own head, okay? Just a second. Let me get my pad here. Here you go. Paul, I need for you to tell me again about the conversation that you had with your father before you and Emily left.
Well, he was really uptight. I've never seen him acting that way. Dad.
What?
Isn't the helicopter supposed to be here by now?
Son, I don't think the helicopter's going to get here.
What do you mean? The police are going to be up here any minute. You got to get out of here.
You don't worry about me. I want to ask you a question. Son, I want you to be honest with me. If that helicopter does come, do you want to go away with me?
Dad, come.
Son, do you want to go away with me?
You already know the answer to that.
Yes, I do know the answer to that. And I guess I've known it for a long time. I just didn't want to believe it.
It's not that I don't love you, Dad. Because I do. My life is here with Mom and my friends in Oakdale. I'm sorry.
Don't you be sorry. You were honest with me. I just wasn't very honest with myself. But I want you to promise me something, son. No matter what happens here tonight, I want you to know that I did all of this for you and for Emily.
Dad, you're talking as if...
Listen to me. There aren't going to be any regrets. You are a Stenbeck. That means you stand tall. And you stand proud. You understand me?
I'm gonna miss you.
And then Dad called Emily back downstairs. And I went upstairs so that they could talk. And then he called me back down, and Emily and I left.
But I thought you said that when you had this private talk with your father that Emily waited for you outside.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And then we got in the car and we drove to Betsy's cabin.
Who drove the car?
I did.
Oh, hi, I'm sorry. Margot said that John wanted to talk to me.
Yeah, he's in the den with Andy and Kid.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right, Paul, I guess I'm through grilling you. Oh, listen, Paul, there's one more thing. Did you know that your mother had a gun that she kept in the nightstand in her bedroom and a gun that was exactly like it that she kept in her office at Fashions?
Actually, no, I didn't.
So, Casey's bachelor party was a lot of fun? Huh?
Yeah, it was
good.
great.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm gonna go study.
Okay.
Good night, Andrew.
Margot said you wanted to talk to me?
I'm concerned about Andrew. I'm concerned about all the time he's spending with the Evans girl. I understand you invited the whole Evans family over here for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I did. Did it because Andy asked me to. It's probably the last time he and Kathy can see one another before she moves to Boston.
I wish you'd check with me before you've done that.
Oh, come on. For crying out loud. When do I have to give you my guest list for your approval?
Yeah, you know, and speaking of guests, look who you've got staying in your house right now. I mean, Barbara and Paul are suspects in this James Stenbeck murder thing. I don't think that's a good atmosphere for our son.
Well, your house is no better as far as atmosphere is concerned. I understand Lucinda knew all about James's presence for months. Didn't tell you, didn't tell the police.
I'm more concerned with the emotional state of our son.
And you think I'm not?
Something is happening to him. I don't know what it is. When I sit down and try to talk to him about it, he clams up on me. Now, maybe you're too busy with your television show or trying to mend Franny's broken heart to have noticed, but this...
I noticed. I noticed. And if you're going to start talking about my fitness as a parent, then go tell your lawyer. Or whoever. You know the way out.
I just may do that.
Well, I'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Good night.
Good night, Eve. Good night.
Good night.
What do you say we get going over to the Hughes house? I know Maggie's waiting for you. Wait just a minute, Holden. I'd appreciate it if, you might speak with Meg and try and calm her down. She's getting very nervous that the police are going to find out I was at the Ruxton Hills house that night and think I'm the one who murdered Stenbeck.
Aren't you afraid of that, too?
No, I'm not. Because you and Meg are the only two who knew I was there. And Meg won't say anything unless her nerves slip. And you
And
won't
I'm not
say...
going to say anything, because I'm working for you now.
We understand each other.
But somebody else might say that they saw you up there that night.
Who?
Barbara Ryan. You said you saw her in your rearview mirror when you were driving out. If you saw her, maybe she saw you.
I doubt that. If she'd seen me, she would have said something to the police already.
Maybe she hasn't remembered yet. Emily said she's having some sort of memory block or something. But once she has some time, there's no telling what she might remember about that night.
Please sit down, Miss Lawrence. So you claim that you didn't know Stenbeck was in Oakville?
No, I told you before, I hardly knew the man. I met him once or twice last winter. He and my mummy had some sort of business dealings.
What kind of business dealing?
Lieutenant, Miss Lawrence would hardly be privy to her mother's business. So Stenbeck was never in your bedroom?
No, of course not.
Who then? Dusty Donovan? He's denied it.
Look, I don't see what Miss Lawrence's personal...
No, Mr. Eldridge, it's all right. I admit it, Detective Franklin, I did lie to you about Dusty. The man who was in my bedroom the morning that Mummy walked in. His name was Richard Miller.
Why didn't you tell us this the first time we got?
Well, because he works for Mummy, and she has this rule against me dating her executives. I didn't want Richard to get into trouble. I just confessed it all earlier to Mummy, and when we were waiting for Mr. Eldridge to arrive. It's okay.
Well, could Mr. Miller have taken the case of jewels?
Oh, Richard would never do anything like that.
Then how did the jewels get from your bedroom to Stenbeck's hideout and in Ruxton Hills?
How would I know? Perhaps one of the servants took it. I mean, James Stenbeck had contacts all over Oakdale, right?
Tom. So what's up?
Mac, why didn't anyone tell me the print report was in on Barbara Ryan's gun?
Well, didn't Hal tell you? I called him at the bachelor party.
No, I guess he neglected to mention that. Is he here?
Yeah, he's in the interrogation room.
I've some information for you about the Stenbeck case.
You better give that to somebody else. I get all my information secondhand around here.
And we wish Lila and Casey every happiness in the world.
Kendall, what did John say to make you so upset?
Oh, nothing worth repeating. He's being his usual charming self.
Oh, dear.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you gorgeous? Look at all that loot.
Yeah.
Yes, and look at this here.
You're not supposed to see that yet.
I hate to break it up, folks, but I gotta go. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Mark, are you leaving?
I am. I'm afraid the duty calls. Ooh, that looks good. Look, I'm really sorry about holding up the toast. Thank you for waiting.
What do you mean holding up the toast?
Well, Emily told me to...
What?
I must have misunderstood. Where's Emily, anyway?
Maybe you can fit me in sometime tomorrow. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Dr. Michaels. No, I didn't. I cannot tell anybody that I am pregnant.
Lila, I'm glad that Frank and Maggie are going to attempt to see Steve while they're in Greece.
Well, Frank's already made the arrangement. He is going to see Steve.
Wait, tell me, Lila, did you give Frank Detective Henyotis' number?
Yeah.
Oh, good, good. Well, then maybe we'll have some good news about Craig soon. Wait, oh, you have
Yes,
I'm sorry. Franny, I want to play something.
Why didn't Tom come over here with you?
I went down to the police station. I mean, he was angry at Hal because Hal didn't tell him about the fingerprint report, so...
Well, good night, all.
Oh, wait, Margaret. Margaret, it seems that things aren't going too well for Barbara, are they?
No, Lisa, they're not going well for Barbara at all. She's missing quite a lot of pieces to her story.
Well, she told me that when Hal questions her that he seems to be very gentle with her and sympathetic. And, you know, Margot, I feel that Hal still has quite a lot of feeling for her.
Lisa, Hal's past or present feelings for Barbara not in any way affect his professionalism. Good night.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Hey, hello.
So glad you come here after all.
Well, I just came here to give you your key.
Really, are you sure about this? I've never been so sure about something in my life. Oh, goodness.
How's the party going?
I'll get it.
Oh, okay.
How's it going?
Huh? Oh, it's great. Oh, Antonio.
I know you're upset by what John said.
Oh, only because part of what he said is true. Andy has been very withdrawn lately, and I swear I have done everything I can think of to try to get him to open up to me.
I know you have. Many times.
Maybe I just haven't tried hard enough.
Well, try again. And don't blame yourself. You know, sometimes it's not easy for a man that age, a young man, to really tell people how he feels. Tom was the same way when he was a teenager.
I know this thing with Kathy has been very upsetting to him, more so than he's admitted, but I don't know what to do.
Barbara said you guys want to talk to me?
Your mother does. I'm going back inside and play host.
So what's up?
You and I have to talk. You and I haven't had a talk in a very long time. Now, I know something is bothering you. Your father
Mom, nothing's
noticed...
bothering me. Look,
Oh,
honestly,
come on, Ann.
I'm just going to go upstairs and help Paul with his trigonometry.
You're going to stay right here.
We'll
We're going to talk
tomorrow.
about it. Not tomorrow.
You're sounding just like Dad, Mom. He's been on my case all night, and I've had enough. I'm going upstairs.
You get back here right now. Sit down. Please. I don't know what you're doing to yourself. I'm begging you. Help me to help you.
Oh,
Listen, Tom, when I got that print report phone call from Mac, you were in the middle of a toast to Casey. I didn't want to interrupt.
The toast lasted all of 2 minutes. You couldn't have waited?
Well, I thought it was more important for me to get over to the Hugheses and question Barbara.
And it never crossed your mind that I might want to be in on that?
Well, frankly, no. It's not exactly standard procedure for the DA to follow a detective around every time he goes to question a suspect. The routine is
I am
the
well
detective
aware of the
goes,
routine
then
now,
the DA.
as you are well aware how involved I am in this case, and I'm gonna be until it's
maybe
over.
a little bit more involved than you'd like
And
to.
what's that
Oh,
supposed to be?
come on, Tom. You know damn well if it was Roy or anybody else, you wouldn't be coming down on me like this. The only reason you're coming down on me is because of Margot.
That is not true. I am trying my damnedest to keep my personal feelings out of this.
Well, so am I.
All right, all right. What was on the print report?
Barbara's prints were the only ones on the gun.
Then why the hell isn't she down?
Because there's still a lot of other viable suspects. I don't think it's time for us to go making accusations. Now, I know that Barbara's story is full of holes, but personally, I think she's telling the truth.
Are you talking as a cop or as Barbara's former lover?
My past involvement with Barbara has absolutely nothing to do with the way that I'm handling this case.
You sure of that?
Yes, I'm sure about it. Listen, you think like a lawyer. I will think like a cop. I've got to do what my gut instincts tell me to do.
I suggest you take a good, strong look at your gut instincts and find out if they have something to do with your former relationship with Barbara before you took my wife off
That's
the
it.
list.
All right. If you want me off this case, why don't you go talk to the commissioner and you can take me off the damn case?
Margot, I'm gonna have some really important information for you.
What is it, Duncan?
Well, it's about the brooch that Monica Lawrence is wearing.
Okay, Miss Lawrence. You can go now.
Thank you. Oh. It's over, Mommy. Oh, thank God. What if they start questioning this Richard Miller fellow? I mean, I've never met him before.
Oh, don't worry. He'll back you up in anything you said. I talked to him on the phone while we were waiting for Eldridge. He is a very ambitious young man.
Sorry, ladies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. We just got some new evidence, puts a whole new light on Miss Lawrence's story.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you by Cream of Wheat Hot Cereals. They're smooth, creamy, and delicious. Bags and Belts by Oscar de la Renta. Join us tomorrow for the Emmy Award winner